Welcome to this week's BU Bijou. Today we are going to do a tangle called Xircus, and we are going to just use a pen. No border, no strings. Take a moment, set your intention, and let's get started. I'm going to go right to the edge of the tile, and we're going to make like a curved, almost like a curved pie shape. And you can make the center go as far as you want. You can kind of center it on the tile. You can make it kind of like I did, where it's going to be a little bit shorter and not centered. All of those are okay options. And then we're going to aura, leave a little bit of space, come to that same corner and draw another triangle-like shape. Turning your tile, aura, you can make these triangles bigger or smaller depending on how you want it to look. I'm going to make some of them really wide, some of them a little more narrow. I think I'm going to do 2 more in here. I think that's my plan. So this is a tile where it's line work, and you can really just drop in and take your time drawing your lines. I suppose all tangles are that way. But this one I feel called to just allow the ink and the paper experience, I guess. And so we're just going to go inside each of these triangles and aura the shape. And that's it. But it creates a fun pattern. You can see, depending on how consistent you are with your aura, you can even change like the flow. Like you can see my V's are almost like curving this way. I'm not doing that on purpose. It's just sort of happening because I'm not being really, really precise on my auras being the same size. And this tangle, I'm going to write it on the back, is called Xircus, Z-I-R-C-U-S. So I think it's meant to be a little wonky, a little kitty wumpus, and not necessarily exactly precise. And you can see how the aura, the original aura that we did, kind of gets lost with the rest of it. Now you can play with shading on this tangle if you want to. I typically, sometimes I'll shade along I'll pick a side of the V's, but today I'm just looking for a clean, well, not that shading makes it not clean, but I just want to leave it as is and let the ink itself create the pattern without the extra of the shading. And also just to give you an experience where you can just bring a tile and a pen, and you could do this with a pen and paper or pencil and paper. It wouldn't have to be Zentangle supplies. And that's true of a lot of things, but remember that traditionally the Zentangle method is about the entire experience, using good supplies, taking the time for yourself, setting an intention, coming into gratitude and appreciation. And also, I find myself using this method in spaces even if I don't have supplies. If I have a pencil or a pen and something to write on, I will sometimes just drop into tangling. So you can see these are all a little bit different on how I'm drawing them. Some are a little bit wider, some are a little bit more narrow. And you just work your way around the tile and end up with this. This tangle to me, because things aren't exactly symmetrical and it feels kind of playful, and it feels like there's a motion to it. It almost feels like these lines that we're drawing, they have a action happening. It almost feels like they're moving, or they could be moving. One more section. Now, I have no idea where I'm going to put my chop in here, so I feel like what I'll do is leave a little space when I get to the end so that I can put my chop in. The other option would be to grab like an 08 or something like that and just add it on top of the tangle. but I don't have that here with me today. So I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to sneak my chop in underneath here. And I don't even have room for my heart dangle today. So that is Xircus. So you can see how these V's come together. You could shade it and separate things out if you want to, but I kind of like the flow of this one just as it is. And you really can't tell where you stopped or where you started. How this tangle evolves is kind of fun. So I'm going to write YOU Bijou and my initials and the date. Enjoy. I hope you have fun playing with Xircus.